Well, good morning. 100 days to $1 million a month in residual commissions. Everybody gets so excited about that, but I'm going to tell you why you need to listen to me relevant to sales advice. As I started reviewing all of the influencers and all of the advice given on sales, specifically within my TikTok journey, I find that there's a ton of good stuff out there. But one thing that I have discovered is when you look at sales as a discipline, when you look at sales in terms of its fundamentals, when you look at sales in terms of your own personal development, it's really a very, very rich environment and it's a complex environment. And what I find is there are bits and pieces all over the place that unless you know how to weave all of this stuff together algorithmically, you oftentimes end up with a limited perspective, a shortened perspective, if you will. And this is no affront to anybody that's out there talking about sales advice out there, because like I said, I listen to most of it and I really like what I see. But I will tell you this. What I did was when I created this goal, this ridiculous goal, $1 million a month, old school, walking, knocking, and talking with no one else but myself. No assistants, no leads, nothing like that. Everything generated cold, okay? Generated from cold. I thought to myself, number one, you're an idiot. Why did you even tell anybody about this? and that was my first thing, and I still have that floating through my mind from time to time. But also at the same time, I knew that I needed to create a system that would enable me to accomplish something that I don't believe any other business-to-business salesperson on the planet has ever even come close to accomplishing. Okay, I don't mean that to brag. I don't mean that to be arrogant, but I'm talking about a level of performance that is absolutely unprecedented within my particular industry, business to business sales. Now, this is residual. Do you understand? This is building a business from scratch single-handedly. And what I needed to create was a system, and I refer to it as the 9G Velocity System of Sales Mastery. 9G Velocity. And I want to talk to you about the numeral 9 because a lot of people ask me about that. What 9 means is complete. And why is that relevant to sales training? Why is that relevant to sales influence? Why is that relevant to sales advice? The reason why the numeral 9, the numeral of completion, and you can look it up yourself in numerology, Kabbalah, Rosicrucian tradition, you name it, Pythagoras, 9, Tesla, 9, okay? The reason why it's important is because I want to give you a complete vision of the entire sales mastery process as I understand it to be with 40 plus years of experience. And why am I qualified to do that? For 17 years, I sold invasive cardiovascular devices. My cold calling, cardiovascular surgeons and invasive cardiologists. I also had to speak with virtually every department that was involved with the implantation of the cardiovascular device. Operating room supervisors, cath lab supervisors, techs, everybody. I also had to be able to deal with the hierarchy, the hospital system itself, materials management, and sometimes the upper levels of management. So in light of that, it was a consultative sale, plus it was an individual sale, plus it was a very difficult market to break into. Those of you that have been there, done that, you understand exactly what it is I'm talking about. Second thing is, I went into the life insurance business. In the life insurance business, I cold called my way to earning over $1 million a year in the life insurance business. Not just 1 year, but multiple years. I was a top of the table producer for 12 years straight. At the time, that was $350,000 plus in first year commissions. I did that all through cold calling in the life insurance business. And now I'm doing the same in the merchant services business. Cold calling small businesses, door to door, store to store, walking, knocking, and talking. For those of you that are in like solar sales and things like that, where you got to cold call in neighborhoods, same thing, man. The advice is going to be relevant to you. But I have an entire perspective that most sales professionals don't have. I have a global perspective. That's why you need to listen to me. That's why you need to follow me. That's why you need to share. I appreciate it. Thanks.